Yes, I'm feuding with Jaclyn Hill. Let it be known.
Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of Rumor Patrol Celeb Takeover. We have somebody very special today and they're right inside that room. I've already talked to them, but I want you to see who it is. So I guess in order to do that, we should probably knock on the doors and go inside, say hi, hey, what's up? Let's just do it.
Come in.
Hello, Nikita Dragun.
Oh my goodness, who is this that comes into my realm?
You look insane.
I mean, I just thought I'd put on a little something casual to
Casual.
welcome
you. How are you?
You're amazing, how are you?
I'm good. We have a little setup here. I have
Yes.
some questions for you.
Really? I wonder about what?
You know, just some rumors.
What could there-
Wait, okay, I'm gonna sit here just because we have to chat first.
Come sit,
So,
sit.
you've seen the show. I just want to remind you, this is Rumor Patrol Celeb
Yes.
Takeover. So if you have not seen the show, we find rumors from the internet. We find rumors from the Clevver offices.
Okay.
Some of them I might have made up.
Yes.
We go to Reddit, like we do a deep dive to find all this stuff.
Got
so I want you to debunk everything.
Of course.
Be real about everything and just open and
So fake. Could never be real.
well, you look gorgeous.
Thank you so much.
We are going to go ahead and kick this off with
Let's do
a
it.
simple, easy one, okay?
Okay.
A light, fun question.
No, I really just don't even know what rumors could be had about me
Right?
these days.
What could they be?
I'm just not even controversial. I'm just
It's funny you mentioned that because this first one,
PG.
is it true you're permanently canceled for life?
Oh, baby, honey. We wouldn't be on episode 5 of Rumor Patrol Celebrity Edition Takeover if that were the case. So let's just start there. Honey, the show is still running.
Okay, so I have questions about,
Yes.
like, you've opened up about cancel culture before.
Yes, absolutely.
The reason why that rumor is a rumor is because it seems like anytime there is some new form of controversy or anything, people always say, oh my God, is she still relevant? She's canceled, she's
Yeah,
been
she's
canceled.
been
So
canceled.
how does that work with cancel culture?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I'll be so straight up about it. Like, no one who's ever really canceled ever gets canceled.
Yeah.
And I feel like, if anything, sometimes it benefits people and sometimes they really go to the extreme to be canceled on occasion to try to like build something. And I kind of don't believe in that, but at the same time, I feel like it has become such a weird thing.
Yeah.
And it has become such a weird, truly like a culture. And I feel like a lot of times people are so wanting to point the finger as opposed to just like take a step back and look at themselves in the mirror. And sometimes certain actions are just human actions. Not saying that like everything across the board, cancel culture is wrong. I mean, obviously there's a lot of times where people are just uneducated about things and people make mistakes. And I think even too, I had to learn too, because I was a part of the cancel culture in some way in the early beginnings. Of course, you know, when people would tweet about something or like post about something, I would instantly believe that was true and that was the case and that this person did this or whatever. But I think now being on the flip side of it, it's, you know, so much more than that. And I've experienced it on occasions where obviously, you know, I have done wrongdoings and I have experienced it on occasions where I really felt like I was just like really misunderstood and it was just a group of people who already just didn't really like me. And so they were just taking this to like be like, all right, come on girl, like why is she still here? Like, oh my God.
So do you think, because obviously you live your life in reality, but also online,
Yes.
you have a huge presence. When you are posting something or saying something, is it to the point now where you think about those things, or do you just say it is what it is if I offend, or like, because you have no filter really? Like,
Yeah.
do you have to go through check boxes?
I do. I
Yeah.
do. I mean, everything that I post is like a full curated thought. It's like, I think the one thing I will say about myself like that I have is like being really strategic and like really good at like timing and stuff.
Yeah.
And, you know, sometimes I have been wrong, of course. And I guess to me, it's that weird balance. It's like trying to be as unfiltered and authentic as possible, but also knowing that like, I do live in this realm where I feel like I do have very strong opinions about just things, and I'm such a rule breaker, and I feel like in some ways I've been like a fighter in a lot of just my journey.
Yeah.
And so whenever someone tells me not to do something, usually I just want to do it.
Yeah.
Like, I'm a Gen Z, you know, like I live in that crazy world, and I just feel like you know, we live in such like a weird like PG, PC like type mentality when behind the scenes everyone is kind of doing these other things, and I just happen to be a little bit more bold about certain things that I do. So yeah, it's interesting. It's a weird balance. I'm still trying to figure it out though. I'm trying.
And it's a growing thing because I feel like it's escalated, especially over the past 5 years, like this cancel culture.
Oh my God.
And obviously we know everything that happened this year.
Yes.
So we'll get into all that later, but how do I say this?
What? Say it! Oh my God!
I'm making it way more dramatic than it needs to be.
Oh my God!
Okay, so obviously we talk about your life and other YouTubers on Clevver, and there was a point where you did a video where you talked about an ex, and we covered it on Clevver talking about your reaction to that.
Yeah.
I don't want to get too much into that really at all. I want to know, now that we have moved past that, is it true that you're dating someone?
Oh my God, am I dating someone? How are you just gonna ask me that like off the jump? No, I'm not dating. I am like, you know, talking to people and like very open in a different way. I feel like I had like my first kind of like real heartbreak.
Yeah.
And I had that moment of like, oh wow, like I really know how it feels, you know? Like where I was always the friend, especially in a lot of times like in my early life, I was always the gay friend, like with my girlfriends, you know, the boy at the time, and like, you know, always talking with my sisters, and like I've experienced it time and time again, but to be on the receiving end and to experience it firsthand, like it shook my world. Like it really, everyone has that one boy, maybe multiple, or a girl, whatever, and it really brings you back to your core, because no matter how many followers you have, at the end of the day, you're just human. And so I think for a while I was like really like over it and like not wanting to like go back out there. Obviously it's like a fresh wound or whatever, but now I feel like I'm just having fun. And like I think before, when I was so just like trying different things and like on 5 dates in one night and like in my crazy college girl phase, like it was really fun to kind of just be out there. And I think I'm not close to it, but I'm also not just like seeking. Whereas before I was seeking.
Let's say that somebody comes into your life and you guys do take it to the next level. Would it be one of those things where you keep it more private this time? Granted, because we know how that started and
oh my
what
God.
went down, but you would keep this.
Yeah. I mean, I only had like one kind of like public thing. So to me, like, girl, we're backstage. Like, girl, we're in the VIP. Like, you know, we pass by each other in the hallway, and you know, you just give me like a little like slight like wink a little bit.
That's how you do it, and then on your real friends know. Is it true that you are part of the reason that the Victoria's Secret fashion show is no more? Would you take full credit for that?
No, I would not take full credit for that. I will say I was part of the movement. I spoke my truth about it, and I felt I had a really strong opinion. It was never, at the end of the day, to cancel Victoria's Secret. I felt like they just needed to learn, and for me, being a trans woman, I aspired to, you know, have that moment going into the Victoria's Secret store and putting on a bra. I mean, for my first boob job out of 4, I think, I can't remember how many boob jobs. A lot of boob jobs. On my first boob job, like the first thing I did was like I ran to the Victoria's Secret store to see like what cup size I was and stuff. So it was just like such a marker on my womanhood, and I felt so disregarded by this company that I felt like had such a role for women empowerment at some level. Obviously, they just need to do better, and I felt like when people saw the video that I did, a lot of times they were like, oh, well, why does she think she should be a model? She's not the right height. Like, and it was never about that. It was always, never. It was always just about, I am a trans woman and I know I can sell the fantasy. This person's not telling me I can't, you know, saying that I can't. And, you know, I did the video, 16 million views later on Twitter and Instagram, and their show is really canceled.
That's wild. Do you think, because there are some people who have known about you for a while, that kind of puts you mainstream in a way that...
You know, today is the year, 1 year.
Really?
Yes, it was 1 year ago, exactly this day, that I posted.
Happy anniversary.
I know, happy anniversary.
When you're watching this video, it will be past, but congratulations.
Thank you so much. But I mean, that video changed my life. And I think that was a moment that I truly felt, even just in posting, that like I knew my life was gonna change. I mean, I definitely don't think that was like my end all be all moment. I've had many moments since
You're like, this is not it.
Listen, let me, I'm not a one hit wonder, but I truly felt empowered about it. You know, there was so much, well, not that much time. I did it in 72 hours, but there was a lot of my own money I put in there. Almost got sued.
Girl, it paid
off. It was crazy, girl.
I was
like, woo.
Listen.
Woo.
With that being said, with going into Victoria's Secret, like trying to figure it out, and like you felt hurt by the brand.
Yes.
Is it true that you're going to be launching your own lingerie line?
I mean, you know, it's not out of the question.
Yeah.
I've seen the comments, like everyone was just like, as soon as I dropped that video, everyone's like, just make your own lingerie line, da 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 da. But I'm such a person about like, you know, value and quality, and I feel like even with my beauty line, it took a really long time to develop, and I feel like I would never just throw my name onto something just to like make a quick buck.
Right.
But I mean, I have made like steps in that direction, and I feel like it is something that is in the near future, but it's not like something that's like around the corner.
But it could come down the line.
No, for sure.
Would you do it under the Dragun Beauty name, or would you do
something else?
Okay.
Yes. I actually almost don't even want it tied to myself.
Okay.
As crazy as that sounds, I know. Something that's not about myself.
I like that though.
Yeah.
Is it true that you spent hundreds of thousands of dollars on wigs?
Absolutely. Wow. I spend like $2,000 on one wig.
On one?
Yeah, and if I only use them once. Oh my God, sorry, that's like so like.
Wait, but what do you do with them after?
I mean, some of them I reuse, but most of the time, like I'll only use it once. It's about like $1,700 to $2,000 for one wig, human hair, full, you know, full lace, whatever, and then plus install, which is usually like $300 to $500. So I know it adds up, and they're the type of wigs that like, yes, you could like wear multiple times, but like they usually don't have like the same like amazing effect as.
So you can't like re-dye them or something?
I mean, you could. I mean, this one this one is an old wig. Like
Yeah.
I just cut bangs into it, and I was like, oh, I'm gonna pop it up. But if you want like the laid like scalp, like oh my God, this looks like it's growing out of your head, like usually you have to buy.
I just want to experience that one time.
You should.
Like just one time.
Oh my God, it will change your life, and it will like pull your whole face, and like I act up. Like the second I have the wig on, it's over.
Well, that's how I feel if I put my stilettos on. I will be strutting. So I just need the wig
Oh.
now. I need the
no,
wig.
it's
I
like-
need a full glam
No, it's the
makeover
wig.
just so I can live my best life.
Honey,
Have my Beyonce moment.
Why isn't this celeb makeover? I'll fucking
Spin-off show.
honey.
Okay, to be
Dragun
continued.
Full fantasy.
Let's like get
Oh, okay,
comfortable.
go on.
I mean, you were comfortable, but I'm sitting over here in this.
Oh, hopefully you didn't get my crotch. I'm so sorry. Or maybe if you did, link it.
Okay, this is way more comfortable for my butt.
Yes.
So first of all, we have to acknowledge we're in Nikita's glam room, one of her many glam rooms right now.
Yes.
But why aren't we at your house?
Girl, listen, the palace, I have one rule. You cannot come in unless you inside of me. I don't know if we can keep all that, but you can't, that makes sense. You can't come in unless you're gonna come in.
Okay, so down the line, if we ever do a updated edition
Yes.
with you.
It's so nice. You know what's so funny though? I will say I get in a lot of trouble because my Postmates and people, I have a doormat that's a palace that I got from Laura.
So you force your Postmates people to in you
Oh
before
no! They don't enter.
Oh, okay.
Honey,
No.
they don't enter. But I have to have a security system installed because they would start knocking after they would deliver. They would start like going all crazy because they still might see my doormat, and you know I open it up looking like this sometimes.
Yeah.
And like even so, actually the craziest time was when the guy had come back and was like jingling the thing and trying to break inside, and I looked like crazy. I was like bun, looking like a little Asian boy.
Wait, I'm still back up.
Okay, sorry. Go
So
ahead.
even your friends, when they come over, they haven't. Listen, okay, we're just gonna.
Is that a question for Rumor Patrol?
Is it true that you have had sex with all of your friends?
I mean, not all of them have come inside.
All right, so spill the tea, Nikita. Okay, is it true that you are on The Masked Singer? I see a costume over here, and I just want to know.
Oh my God! You know everyone's been tweeting me about that.
Really?
Yes. I only got like one suit, like, cause wait, I thought the flamingo was already revealed.
No, not yet.
Oh.
I mean, maybe by the time this airs.
Oh yeah.
However,
I cannot confirm or deny these statements.
I can't. Okay, so would you ever?
I would be so sickening, huh?
You.
No one's like, I don't know if I can sing though.
Do you do karaoke? No.
I don't do free performances.
Oh my God. I can't.
No, I can't. Okay.
So you tweeted on August 21st, 2019.
Oh, okay, 2019. Thank God.
Don't go to the old tweets, Lord.
If you said 2014, I would have. I'd got up and leave.
You tweeted, "What's crazy is that literally anyone can make up anything about you and people will believe it this day."
Yes.
So what's the biggest rumor that's come out about you?
The biggest one that I think frustrates me the most, but now I laugh at, is like me hiring boys, which is, I guess, it's
It
partially
is a hot
true.
topic. I almost brought it up, but I don't want to bring it up.
You should bring it up.
Okay.
I mean, it's partially true. Have I hired male models consensually to be in my things? Yes, because baby, I got the fucking coin.
Yeah.
But have I hired men to be with me? Never. Have I also been paid myself to be with a man? Never.
Got it.
So, I mean, that's just one that I feel like at first I was like, oh my God, this is so ridiculous. But then it's one of those that like people always bring up. I think there's like only a specific Rolodex of, of people who kind of don't really know your circle, right? And they've seen things about you, but only like really drama stuff. So they're always gonna pull those specific things. And that goes for any creator across the board. Like there's always gonna be those specific kind of like triggery cancel culture like words that they're like, oh, well, isn't this person the person who da-da-da-da-da, you know?
Got it. So it's the people who don't know the full story. Side note, we're gonna pause really fast. Y'all keep rolling. I just gotta put some chapstick on because I be sitting here licking my lips like my lips ain't dry.
Put it on. Honey, moisturization is key for 2020.
Coconut and pear. Not spun. So here's the thing.
Swipe up.
Okay, so you're saying the people who are making those statements are just people who don't really understand the full situation because what you have said multiple times, it seems, is yes, I paid for him to be my boyfriend. However, feelings were had on both ends.
Well, no, I've paid for him to be in like specific campaigns or there's been multiple guys that I've had like in campaigns or have done campaigns for other brands and they've hired male models as well. But that was a situation where I created a YouTube video.
Yeah.
And I said I hired a boyfriend for a day and like that just like stuck and has always been the thing, which is
just got a
fine.
little out of hand.
And it's like, oh, she's a sugar mama. She has to pay the boys to be around her, which is fine. I'm like, okay, I kind of like that. Like, okay, I'll be the sugar mama.
Yeah.
It's better than being the sugar baby sometimes, you know?
True.
So I kind of like it sometimes because I'm like, let it be known.
Okay. Well, you cleared that up.
Well, I mean, it's always gonna be a thing, so.
People are gonna keep bringing it up, but they can reference this video so they can hear what you have to say. Let's go to Instagram real fast.
Oh, Jesus.
Because you posted something on Instagram that was very scandalous, and honestly, it had me disgusted. Like, I saw it, and I was like, first of all, why? I'm just kidding. I'm totally kidding. You're like, wait, what you got to bring
I was
up?
over here like, I only really post my like, damn, is it that gross?
No,
I'm
you
kidding.
posted your childhood friends. It was actually really sweet. So I want to know, is it true that you miss Virginia?
I did, and I do.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that for me, I, really left that life, and I feel like it was so tied to who I was as a person and who I used to be that when I even moved to LA to start this new life as Nikita and started to start my transition, like I wanted to just throw everything about myself away. And I thought I just had to start new. And it was not unfortunate. I still kept up with my friends always, and I've like always been in their lives, always called them when anything happened to me. But in some regard, them being in Virginia, like I just never would make the effort to like go back. And my parents always come here, and my siblings always come to LA. And so I just felt like it wasn't always the warmest welcome when I would come back home, because not only did I leave as a boy and like a certain way, but I also I never fit in anyway. So for me, out of anyone, to be the one who made it out of there, not saying it's a bad place, I think it kind of caused, I hate to use the word jealousy because that's like not it, but like the high school bullies, you know what I mean? Like that I talk about all the time. It's like, it's not like a sense of, oh my God, wow, you really made it, good job. It's like, oh no, like why you, like, it's a kind of weird place. But I went back and it was amazing. It was really great. I get that,
because even for me, like when I lived in Atlanta, I was never out, and my father's a pastor, and so I have like all these weird emotions there. So even when I go back home, it's kind of like, I can visit, but I ain't trying to be there for a long time, No, I get that.
It's cool, and I finally think I've come to the place of like understanding that, that is who I was, and that, like, I'm not, that's just what made me, right? And so I think I've just like been so much more appreciative about it, and especially with all the crazy stuff that's gone on, I feel like a lot of times I had to like go back and almost remember why it is that I want this so much.
Yeah.
But it is funny now, like honestly, on the flip side of it, for like these guys to have been, calling me all sorts of names back in the day, but now trying to like hit me up and trying to be like, hey yo, you look good. I'm like,
oh, they sliding in the DMs now? Yeah. Interesting.
I know. I've had like a good story timer brewing that you might have to report on.
Okay, we will be ready for it. Give us the tea. So something came out. It got announced that you were doing a Snapchat docuseries. So
Yes.
is it true that you're doing a docuseries about your life?
Yes.
Okay, tell us a little about that.
It is true, and I'm an executive producer on it, which is crazy. But it's a Snapchat original series, and it's launching early next year. And I just actually wrapped it recently, but they followed me for almost a month and just documented my life.
Were they able to go in the palace?
They were able to go into the palace, but you know why? Because they wore protection. They were like, put little boots on, and did all they needed to do, and like the specific people that they were with were like, coming inside.
I can't.
And so, it's just it's a weird thing. But in all seriousness, I feel like I've perfected like showing people what I want them to see, and like being so open and honest, which I am, and I share a lot of my life and everything, but I don't share everything. And I think some people can kind of like get that sometimes, but I'm trying to figure things out. I think at the end of the day, like I'm just like a little girl in LA in my early 20s just trying to figure it out. I just so happen to have millions of followers, be the CEO of my own business, and like occasionally get into the media or whatever. So it is tough because it's like, I'm dealing with like relationships, I'm dealing with friendships, and my business and how that affects my personal life, and just trying to just figure it out. It's like what happens when it's like just Nikita and not Nikita Dragun.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's really all about that. And a lot of parts I was like, oh, I want to edit this out, or like I don't want to show this. It was a big struggle because
It's so, as you're saying this, because I'm excited to see the series, and I'm glad you brought it up because I feel like it's going to come up at some point later, but the authenticity. There's something with YouTubers where, because even I can do it. Like, I can be authentic and turn it on, but like what they're seeing isn't like the Emile that maybe you saw before we started filming.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's something where as people who are fans of you, obviously they want to see the real you, but then it's a protection thing where I can't give you all of me because then I have nothing left.
Absolutely.
And it's, oh, that's so interesting.
Yeah, I was really scared throughout the whole process. Like I was like really, I thought I made a mistake, for real.
Did you like let all your like walls down?
Everything. Like, and I obviously clearly am not a person that likes to be vulnerable.
Yeah.
And to me, showing those moments, obviously it's not like I don't want to, it's just not really like the fun, like crazy, bad that, going crazy, whatever. Like, it's just real life and real life situations of like running into my ex and his new girl, or like boys and dating and throwing drinks on people and clout chasing and ending friendships.
Throwing drinks on people.
Oh my God,
minute.
I know, I'm crazy sometimes.
We got a full-on reality show?
Pretty much. I mean, I listen, I'm a dramatic but like, you know what I mean? Like if I see the chance, and I don't know, things just happen, and it is crazy what can be captured, I guess you could say.
I'm excited for this,
I'm
Nikita.
nervous. I am so nervous. Like it takes a lot for me to get nervous, but like it's just not in my control.
It's
so,
not
like,
in your control, but are you nervous because you're afraid of any backlash, or are you just
No.
nervous just because you're being vulnerable?
I'm nervous because I'm being vulnerable, and it's like a side of myself that I've never shown, because it is just this weird part of my life right now. Like I feel like I am in transition after having transition, as crazy as it sounds. It's like, I'm Nikita now, no more surgeries, no more this. Like, it's not like an aspiration for me to like obtain these like items or these things to change myself anymore. It's like, okay, I'm happy with who I am now. What now, right? So like, that's the scary, crazy part.
So since you have this Snapchat series coming, you haven't really been active on YouTube.
Yes.
So is it true that you and YouTube are feuding, or they put some restrictions on your account? What's the tea?
I mean, I've never been consistent with my YouTube channel ever.
It's been 3 months though.
I know. I mean, I've always been someone who like respects quality over quantity.
I like that.
But I do say, even for me, like I'm like, okay, I'm overdue. And I think like a lot of times, like a lot of projects were stacking up. As we know, we can just get stuck with business and be busy and stuff, or like even your personal life can flare up. So for me, it was just like never wanting to like bring that into that space, because it's always been like a diary for me. And like, even if I do have to show that side, I will, but I don't feel like in any way like it's like something I can like step away from and ever be gone from. It's like I'm always going to be just like posting and doing things. And like actually my next thing is gonna be like a surgery video that I've been documenting for a year, which is wild. Like, and now I'm like obviously on the other side of it, and it's like, oh my God, like in the rear view mirror, like not even a big thing for me. Yeah, it was a journey, to say the least.
So since you brought up surgery.
Yes.
Is it true that you're still addicted to plastic surgery?
No. I wish.
You wish I could.
But like, I'm at
You look fantastic.
No, thank you. And I feel that way. And
Yeah.
I finally do feel that way. And I think for a long time, I just got in the habit of just doing one thing after the other. And like anything else, it becomes habit.
Yeah.
And then I got to the point where now I was not even fixing things, but like harming myself. And like, making things worse in a lot of cases. And then I was trying to fix what I just did, and it just became like a continuing cycle. So, I mean, now I look at myself truly and I'm just like, okay, like I look good, I feel great. Yes, you know, I'm working out and doing this and doing that or whatever, but like I feel really like great. So I technically am like not addicted to surgery anymore because I haven't gotten any surgery for a year.
Okay.
Even lip filler, as crazy as that sounds.
Okay.
I do still love looking at plastic surgery. It just fascinates me so much. Body
Do you watch
modification.
Botched?
I've seen a couple episodes. I have. Some of my friends have been on Botched, which is funny. I'm like right at that line.
I'm glad. Listen.
Yeah.
I'm glad you're not addicted. I'm just saying because you look gorgeous right now. But I've seen people look gorgeous and all of a sudden they go
and then
overboard.
they take and I know. And I'm like, you know, I have a Latina mother. She like definitely like beats my ass all the time.
Okay.
She's like, stop. I'm like, okay.
I feel like we've kept it kind of surface, kind of light.
Yes.
So we're gonna get into some stuff that was online.
Oh, what could be online?
Is it true? And remember, now this stuff is stuff that I actually found online. Is it true that you and Jaclyn Hill are feuding or have some type of strained relationship?
No, I mean, we might be a little bit feuding because we had just gone to a party, and I was trying to convince this hey, I really want to go to get in and out after this, and she's like, no. Oh my God, it'll make my stomach so weird. I can't go.
You are not telling the story about feuding over In and Out.
Oh, listen, you said it. I'm reporting on it. This is Rumor Patrol.
Go ahead.
And so I'm feuding with Jaclyn Hill. Let it be known. Because this tell me why. I'm like, okay, whatever. I go home, I take off my wig, I wash off my makeup. I look on her stories. Guess where she's at?
Not In and Out.
Yes.
That's disrespectful.
And I was literally like, oh, okay, that's fine. But no. Yes and no.
Nikita, when was this?
Like 2 days ago.
You gotta let it go.
I know, I probably should.
You gotta squash that feud.
I'm a subtweeter at least once.
Okay, that's fine. Okay, so this was something that came from Reddit. It's still related to Jaclyn Hill.
Jesus.
But it's from like 8 or 9 months ago. Somebody was saying that you were shading Jaclyn. They said, is it true that you knew / called, well, this is my question. Is it true you knew or called Jaclyn Hill's cosmetics controversy all the way back in 2017? And what they did was they screenshot it.
I remembered.
Because it said magic is coming soon, and you said, did it take 2 years to make?
Oh my gosh. Yeah, that was a crazy one. I mean, that was just by me. You know, I always throw shade at my friends, and you know, sometimes it has spit my ass in a lot of occasions. No, I mean, I had no idea.
First of all, Nikita will make a comment sometimes in somebody's comment section, and then we'll do a whole story on it at Clevver, and people are always interested. Your comments to your friends.
Yeah.
Is there a way that we can decipher what's like real and what's fake?
Yeah.
Because sometimes it's like hard.
It is. And that's, I've actually kind of stopped, and like that was not my New Year's resolution, but I've just was like, you know what, like I shouldn't be as hard as and even if we joke like that, behind the scenes, like maybe it's not always great online sometimes. I mean, sometimes it's just like, it's just right there, and like I just want to make the jokes so badly. Like they just, some of my friends,
I'm the same way.
They
know in the office, I make jokes all the time.
They make it so easy. Like, so I have the kind of friends that just make it so easy. Like, and I am the type that I like to laugh at myself. Like I like to make fun of myself all the time. And so some people aren't like that. Some of them, it's like one of those things where I don't know, do you have siblings? Do you have siblings?
What?
Do you have siblings?
Oh yeah. Oh. I was like, siblings? What?
Girl, I'm siblings.
I have one.
Subtitles. You know when you start like play fighting with your siblings and then you actually start real fighting?
Yeah.
Like it's like one of those, sometimes, not all the times, but.
That happens with my boyfriend.
Yeah?
My sister and I were 18 years apart, so we didn't really grow up together. But my boyfriend will be fighting, right? Like play fighting. Oh,
and then all of a
now
sudden,
hit somebody in the face like, oh man, why you?
Yeah.
But I wasn't trying to do all that. Okay, so with that being said, one of the comments I'm remembering that we reported on was around the time that Jake and Tana got married. And you kept commenting because Jake posted that photo. And you commented on there, we were like, is she calling him out? Like, was that real? Do you not like Jake? Is it true that you don't like Jake Paul? Ooh, the hesitation. Okay. Is there anything that maybe I didn't cover that you want to talk to people and say, I just want to set the record straight on this?
Yeah. Oh. I mean, there has been something I've been like kind of wanting to say, I guess, and maybe this is like the perfect time to say it.
So Nikita's here. She just spilled all the tea, but the funny thing is, in this video, that was only a little bit of the tea, and we get into the real tea over there. So click right now. Ooh.
Click, girl.
Oh, and subscribe while you're here.
Or maybe don't. Okay, maybe you shouldn't click on it.
Click.
No, don't click on it, girl. You've had enough. That's all you get, okay? That's it.